Hey everybody, this is CholeraSC bringing you a special commentary now that we're in sort of a break time in the OSL MSL Pro League, and this is my commentary of Tossgirl playing 3 selected games on Live Battle a few days ago. And on the left we have none other than Tossgirl, looking a little bit more different from the last time I saw her. She was wearing glasses. I think she's experimenting with different hairstyles. But looking good as ever. She plays on STX Seoul, of course. She is the only active female pro gamer. And to the right is Kyu Jung-mi, otherwise known as the perennially talkative host of Live Battle. She is actually a former female player, top StarCraft player. Her screen name is Jung-mi, and she's 28 years old. And giving you this information because one of the games I will cast is actually a 2v2 that Tossgirl and Jung-mi play, so definitely look forward to that. There are literally like 2 or 3 hours of this show. But for our purposes, I'm going to just choose 3 games. I'm actually going to choose the first 2 games that Tossgirl plays, and one of the 2v2 games that they play. And in fact, later on, they do play some 2v3 games, but I won't give away what happens there. In any case, the first game has begun, and here is Tossgirl in teal, of course. I think she's actually playing against a random opponent, and since we didn't get to see the briefing screen, or rather the pre-game screen, we actually don't know what map this is, but I'm going to assume it's Python based on the background. I'm about 99% sure it is Python. Anyway, Tossgirl is unfortunately 0-8 in her pro gaming career. I believe she still is on the A team of STX Seoul, but she hasn't been played since 07, I think, because unfortunately she's just not at the level of the other gamers in the league, and you know, it's unfortunate. I think perhaps because she's under-practiced, or perhaps just because she doesn't have necessarily the natural skills to play on the same level as other pro gamers, but whatever the case, she hasn't been played in quite a while. She was in the GOM TV Intel Classic in the round of 128, but unfortunately she was eliminated at that round also, so not getting very far. But still, she is first in the hearts of all fans of female StarCraft players, of course. And she's also played me often under the Smurf name Randgirl. Just kidding, no, she hasn't. But I wish I could play her one day. That would be a fun spanking to receive, playing Zerg versus Terran against her. In this, yeah, it turns out she is going to be playing against a random opponent, but here we go. We do see that it is a Zerg opponent she's playing with. Here is the Overlord flowing over, and she is going to be able to know that the Zerg opponent is at the 12 o'clock location. So a little bit unfortunate, actually, in some ways for the Zerg opponent, because given that he chose random, he could have forced Tossgirl into really not really knowing what kind of build to open with, because obviously if you're against Protoss and Terran, you don't want to go for a 2 racks opening. You have to scout before you can do something like that. Whereas now that she knows that she's facing a Zerg, she can just easily go 2 racks, or even 1 racks into command center, however she wants to build here. But she is building that first racks at 10. And now sitting out scouting SCV to see what's going on inside of the Zerg player's base. I have to say though, I would do anything for the honor of playing against Tossgirl. It would be, it would just be awesome. I think, not just to play against a pro gamer, but to play against the only female pro gamer out there would be pretty sweet. But unfortunately, I am not. I don't speak Korean, and I don't think I'm online during the times that these shows are hosted. But anyway, it looks like a second barracks rather, going up for Tossgirl, and the 12 hatchery build most likely for the Zerg player. Zerg player is going to have Zerglings coming out fairly soon though, and interesting enough that the Zerg player has them so soon. I think it might have actually been a 10 pool or something fast like that. I actually don't think it was a 12 hatchery build, because there's no way those eggs would have come out so quickly. It was definitely faster than that, and now Tossgirl is going to have to put a couple SCVs on her ramp before those Zerglings get over there. I think she will be okay though when she gets a couple of them over. And it looks like those Zerglings are not going to bother fighting off these Marines here, and we are going to see the SCV block here from Tossgirl along with the 2 racks. That's 3 SCVs there. That's, I think, going to be enough, though, certainly to fight against those initial 4 SCVs. Wow, that's, I think, 1 too many SCVs, actually. I don't think you need that many to do the block, but she wants to be extra safe. Of course, she doesn't want to be defeated against a complete amateur. That would be a little embarrassing, to say the least. And, yeah, the amateur is not going to be able to get up the ramp there. So Tossgirl building off of 2 racks here. I'd be expecting a Medic Marine push here coming up fairly soon in the next 2 or 3 minutes. That will be the timing attack then. That's what she's going to be going for. Zerg player is probably going to build the 3rd hatchery inside of his base. I did see a drone moving out, I think, for that purpose. And by the way, a lot of a lot of excitement now in the sports community, esports community. I can't exactly go into details, but there is a lot of brewing. So definitely stay tuned and tell your friends about my commentaries. Tell your friends about all the other English commentators out there. But there's just going to be a lot of new stuff coming out very soon, and it's going to be very exciting. But yeah, a lot of big changes too. Anyway, so we're seeing the layer going up for Zerg player over there, and Zerg player finally is going to get rid of this scouting SCV here. It looks like the Zerg has speed upgrade, but given that he has gone for the fast expand build, he might be a little bit vulnerable to a timing push here. As we see Tossgirl building her fire bats, and she probably will be going for the push within a minute here. And we'll see if this timing push catches the Zerg player off guard. Unfortunately for the Zerg player, I don't see any Zerglings in front there. A good Zerg player usually leaves a Zergling or two to catch, to get scouting information, to catch this in transit so they can put up some emergency sunken colonies. But unfortunately, oh, there are the Zerglings. And now the Zerg player is going to know the push is on. It's going to know the Medic Marine rush is coming up here. Tossgirl is now going to be done with her stim, and she's actually forgot to build a supply depot there. That's a little careless. No, actually, she didn't forget to build a supply depot. I was underestimating her. She did have the supply depot up in time, and now she's just microing. Looks like she's going to be building a command center actually inside her base. Smart move there, leaving the firebat and the medic on the ramp. That's not going to hold any kind of Zergling counterattack, and looks like only one sunken colony up. Tossgirl actually not choosing to engage the sunken. She's going to run right past, and she's going to have her medic, her marines inside the base of the Zerg user, and oh man, this is not good for the Zerg player. A Zerg player coming with about a dozen Zerglings. Firebat needs to get in front though. Firebat, oh, Firebat gets sniped off. Only about two marines left, and it looks like Tossgirl may have overextended herself there. 2 marines left inside of the base. The drones have all been transferred to the natural expansion. The 2 marines are going to be able to pick off these 3 drones here. The drones are going to go down. I think a couple more Zerglings will be able to take care of it though. So, oh, Zergling, bad micros from there. From the Zerg player there, he needs to use all the Zerglings there to focus fire down on these Marines, and looks like he will clean up the Marine attack there. So I think that was actually a fairly drawn battle there. I think what happened though was the Zerg player lost the use of his gas extractor. If he doesn't have a gas extractor as natural, he's lost gas for a good amount of time now, and he will be a little bit delayed whatever tech he's gone for. Hopefully he's gone for lurkers. Hopefully he's listened to the voice of cholera in English thousands of miles away and said, and listen to me when I say when you're fighting against a superior Terran player, you should go lurkers. And I stand by that, by the way. I really think that is the truth, because against a much superior opponent, your only chance is to catch them on a slightly less conventional build, and lurkers are not the standard opening tech for Zerg. Mutalisks are, but against a superior player, I really think you should go for lurkers. So hopefully there is a hidden Hydralisk den there at the natural expansion. I think that's the only hope that the Zerg player is going to have. Although Tossgirl's economy is not doing fantastic, to be honest, because she's just now getting her expansion instead of the standard fast expand that Terrans do in pro level StarCraft. And I still don't know what Jungmi is saying. She is going to be talking through all of these games, by the way. I'm not sure if you can hear her chatter, but I can hear her chatter the entire time. And Tossgirl can too. So perhaps this is on purpose, that they want Jungmi to be constantly talking to the programmers just to give the amateurs a little bit of a chance. And, you know, because, you know, it's got to be distracting. It really has to be distracting to have her constantly talking and poking you. And, you know, Best had to deal with it, and he still managed to defeat July in that rematch game. But we'll have to see. Still no tech visible for the Zerg player. And, oh no, what is the Zerg player doing? He's letting his sunken colonies die. And, oh, he's got some Zerglings coming from behind. There's the surround, but unfortunately, I think the timing was bad. No, the timing was okay, actually. If he can pick off those medics, he'll once again beleaguer this force out here. But, no, it looks like the medics managed to survive here. It'll be about whether those Zerglings can pick off the remaining medic marines there. Looks like they don't manage to do so. So that battle I would still count won by the Zerg player, or Terran player. But oh wow, so GG coming from Zerg player. Looks like the Zerg player didn't have Diddley in his natural expansion. Wow, that was actually surprising. Unfortunately, he didn't have any tech there, I guess. And I guess he lost more drones than I thought from that initial attack. So Tossgirl winning the first game. I'm actually going to skip forward a few minutes, so stay tuned for the second game, which is a Terran versus Protoss, with Tossgirl playing a Protoss user.